All right, good day, everybody. We're gonna prune this fig tree back. This fig tree is about 8 or 9 years old, so it's been here a while. It is starting to develop some major prongs, or the major part of the tree. And I'm in zone 8 in the south, in real humid south. And here, our fig trees shoot out shoot out from the bottom like this. I have seen people growing fig trees up north or in areas where it's not humid, and they'll develop like a single stalk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, just thin out some of these little small prongs. We're just gonna try to make room for these major prongs so they can put out some nice healthy new growth. I'm also going to take out some of these ones that's kind of crisscrossing over here. Like I said, the better we can thin this thing out when it start growing foliage on it, it'll be a little more, it breathe a little better, get a little more air in here, a little more light. So it'll, the figs will probably get, ripen better. So it just need to be thinned out. And like I said, this is the first time in the 8 or 9 years it's been here that I want to do this. Now some people prune the top of the fig tree out when it start getting real tall. This tree right here is still not that tall, so the figs are still reachable. So we don't really need to do any cutting into the branches, I guess, to get it shorter. Because once they get real tall, because they'll get 15 or 20 feet tall. Once they get that tall and you can't reach the figs, it'll be good to come in here and cut some of these branches and let them shoot out little side shoots. I hate cutting on the top of a fig tree because I don't want to get any dieback. So I'm gonna wait and do that until it's just necessary, and the fig tree just get gigantic. But I think I still got some time, so I'm just gonna be taking out some of the shoots at the bottom, and not gonna be doing any cutting at the top. And like I said, I'm gonna take out some of these ones that's crisscrossing over like right here, and just gonna get it nice and thinned out. And I think we'll get some good growth out of it this summer, and hopefully get some good figs. We got some good figs on it last year. And let's get started. Sometimes these right here at the bottom, I'm gonna probably try to dig that up with a shovel. These are right here turning a good plant, so I'm not gonna cut this one. I'm just gonna dig it out of there. Some of these ones right way out on the side, you can do that with. But the ones in here, we're gonna go ahead and get started cutting those. Get this one out of there since it's slapping over. Fig trees will want to try to start additional plants. They'll, these right here are growing off the side shoots, and they're trying to start some additional plants. So I kind of sever them where down the ground where I see where they're growing at. And I'm gonna just dig them up. You can see all the roots on that. You can easily pot that up and turn it into another plant, or you can dig a hole and water it in real good, and it should turn into another plant. If you have room for another one, or you want to give it away. But it's important to get some of these side shoots off of there, because you don't want it to get too fat or too crowded at the base of the plant. Those major prongs, or that major root system in the center, they only be the ones that are growing and feeding off of that root system. You don't want the fig tree to turn into a big bush. You kind of want it to kind of turn into a nice shapely tree. It's kind of shaped like a teardrop. You want to sever it from the base where it's coming out of the base of the mama plant. Once you sever it, then you can dig it up. one right here has a big root system. You see where I severed it away from the mama plant. So it's important to keep all these, keep it from trying to form, these additional trees on the outsides of it, because it'll just, like I say, turn into a out of control bush. So we want to get these major prunes, this area in here, to advance. So I didn't realize it was that bad, but now that we got it going, hopefully it'll, we can get it under control and we can start getting some major growth out of the center part of it. Okay, y'all, I'm done. I think I'm happy. Again, I think it's important to keep it under control when the tree gets about this size. To keep everything contained in that one growth area. Stop letting it put out these side plants, that's going to take energy from the tree, and it'll never turn into a real big healthy fig tree. It just continue to just turn into a big wide bush. So that's an important thing to do. I probably could have been a little more aggressive, but I think I'm gonna just leave it like it is for right now, and I'm gonna keep watching it, and I'm gonna start. It's getting to the point now where I'm gonna need to probably start pruning it each year, each season. So I'm just gonna start paying real close particular attention to it now. And this would be a good time to put some fertilizer down, but I put some fertilizer stakes down about 2 years ago, so I think I'm good on fertilizer. And again, I like pruning my fig trees, or at least I feel more comfortable pruning them in the late winter, early spring, because right now it's the beginning of March, so it's about to be springtime. And I like to catch it. As long as you catch it before they start budding out, you'll be fine. I didn't have any bleeding. So the sap is still down in the tree. It's just, to me, I like cutting on it closer to when it's going to start growing back out, because I feel like I'm going to have less dieback. If I cut it back early in the winter and we have some real harsh days, I may get some dieback. But that's just my philosophy. I may be wrong on that. So if I'm wrong doing that way, you can put it in the comments and help me out. But anyway, this is all of the cuttings we had. That'll be a good time to root some of these if you want to. The best things to turn the trees is these ones that I got from the bottom that have all that root system on it. There's no doubt in my mind these are turning to good trees. All you got to do is just stick them down some potting soil, or if you got a good area in your yard, you can just go ahead and stick it in the ground and put some compost around it and water it in real good, and it'll do fine. It'll turn into some good trees. But anyway, I appreciate you for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.